Hello and welcome to another Modern stream. We're gonna be playing a slightly different version of Amulet to what I played yesterday. Today, what I'm going to try to do is I'm gonna basically base this list off we've been playing lately. In terms of no Trinket Mage, I'm going back to all the Explorers. And I've seen a very large amount of Titan Shift slash Amulet on Moto lately. So what I did is since I took out the Trinket Mages, then the value of Digger's Cage goes down a little bit. And so I chose to actually bring back Tectonic Edge in order to battle the big mana decks that we have seen lately. Hashtag free twin. No, let's not free twin. Out of curiosity, why Tech Edge over Ghost Quarter? Good question. Ghost Quarter, bad against Scape Shift. Tech Edge, good against Scape Shift. See that? Yeah. Well, that's the main reason. No, for real now. Not only that is it's kind of a big deal, but also it's the fact that against Tron, if you if you naturally draw a Ghost Quarter, you're very rarely going to actually win the game if you have to stop your opponent from getting Tron by strip mining yourself. So basically, both Ghost Quarter and Tech Edge, or like if you had two Ghost Quarters, whatever, they are gonna be Turo targets anyway after you resolve your Primeval Titan. That's just the way that the matchups play out. If that is the case, then if your opponent, unless your opponent is like Galaxy Brain and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna fail to find, uh, which I have literally never ever happened to me after I go score than my opponent. At that point, then Tech Edge is basically just a better Go Scorer because it's always going to be active against your opponent, and you're actually not going to give them a land. So even against Tron or something, Tech Edge is the first Tech Edge is probably just as good as the second Ghost Quarter, and against like all the matchups where you actually want this effect, where it's a little bit more narrow or like less necessary to put it somehow, like against blue-white control and stuff like that, Tech Edge is significantly better than Ghost Quarter. So yep, hope that explains the reason for this card over a second copy of Ghost Quarter. And that's pretty much the only change that I made from yesterday's list. Again, I'm still on the fence here. I don't know which one of these pieces of counter magic I would want. I don't think I would want more than like two counters. So I think that two is fine. Maybe I'm wrong and I should be playing a third one, but I doubt it honestly. Like it's not like the thing about Dispute it's that it was just so good against Ursa that playing three or even four copies was pretty much defensible slash correct. And with Ursa gone and the metagame being so diverse, I'm not even sure we want two pieces of counter magic. All right, yeah, let's do that. Dryad. I think that Dryad plus Valakut is not great. You are incurring into a massive cost by putting cards that are terrible unless you have the other part of the combo. Yes, sometimes it'll come together and it'll be cool, but when it doesn't, you are making your deck strictly worse. Sweet, command has been added. And this hand is great. We have a Titan. We have Titan mana. I mean, I guess it's not great. It's just fine. It's just a fine hand. This is not turn 3 Titan mana. We're missing one untap land in order to get turn 3 Titan mana. But I think it's solid enough. I mean, I don't know what list you're talking about, Aaron. If it is the list with the Dryad that we're talking about here, then yeah. I mean, I do donation lists for within a donation of $15 or more. So if you want me to play any list or whatever, I will do it for the very small price of $50. Bitter Blossom? Fuck yeah, opponent. Fuck yeah, opponent. I think I'm gonna explore here. I can transmute next turn for a cavern. But making sure that I resolve explore is actually kind of nice there. Definitely not ad nauseum. Yeah, Creeping Tarpit kind of, threw that out the window. Is there a reason for no Trinket Mage? Was it the performing well? It was, but I'm trying things out, Brian. Like that's literally all I do. I just see a list and I'm like, yeah, let's try this out and see what happens. And then we try that out and we see what happens. So just because I'm doing something, that doesn't mean that the previous thing that I did is just bad or unplayable or whatever. It just means that I'm trying something. It's kind of a beating that we couldn't tighten yesterday. My opponent's down to one card. I think I'm just gonna cavern here. We can play castle. Maybe I should have actually just played out the cavern there. If I resolve a Titan, my opponent's not gonna like this Bitter Blossom is not gonna be able to raise me. Wasn't Titan just better? I just don't think that my opponent has counter magic in hand for the pact. And if they counter the Titan, I just get another one. Like the thing is that they can't counter the Titan, right? They would have to counter the pact, and that means that I use 0 mana and they use 4 mana for a cryptic command or whatever. So I mean, now that they tapped out, I don't even need to use. What's going on here? Green, 1, green, activate this. There we go. Figure it out. So I guess we do Fountain, Field of the Dead. We are paying for pack next turn. It seems really hard for my opponent's Peter Rossum to raise my Primeval Titan. Liliana, that one's pretty good. Alright. I mean, we got a game. I'm probably still winning pretty easily, but now it's a little bit harder. Especially because I can transmute for explosives for 0 and just play it out. Have I seen the title list from the preliminary yesterday? Yes, it's basically the list that I ran yesterday plus 2 Uros, with 2 Uros instead of Trinket Mages. I don't think Uro is very good. I'd rather have Explorer in my deck over Uro. Easier to cast, and it fits way better in our curve. Hey, Hitman, how's it going? Wow. Alright. And Snipehawk, thank you so much for the subscription. And Humpty, thank you so much for this tier 1 sub as well. Really appreciate all of you being here hanging out today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's think here. Can I Titan again? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I think it's actually correct for me to tap like this. And if I draw an untap land, which I didn't because I'm very unlucky, I could have I could have gotten what's his name? I could have actually casted Titan there. All right, opponent's taking 1,000,000,000 damage from their from their Peter Blossom. They're trying to race. They're not gonna be able to because I have explosives. But they are trying hard to race me. I don't know what you're talking about, Dengan Dog. You can just ship a link if you got one over there. We discard the card. I think I'm gonna discard the Growth Chamber that I just found, unfortunately. So I attack with Titan. Opponent blocks 5, and they die to their own Bitter Blossoms on upkeep. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nothing like killing your opponent with their own Bitter Blossom. Feels so good, man. Oops. So green, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we do this. We leave red floating. We cast Prime Time. Nothing like killing your opponent with their own Bitter Blossom triggers. Feels good, man. We play this. Gonna haste Prime Time. Attack opponent. Five, 6, yeah. So we're gonna do Bisuva Sanctuary. If we didn't have access to Once Upon a Time One Day, would Steerings just be a replacement? Probably. So we want this, we want these, because my opponent's 100% playing Ashiok in their deck. 200% playing Ashiok even. Damn, that's a lot of cards that I want. I guess Force is not going to be there. I kind of even want this member, honestly. Can shape some castles. Can shape some Scout Arenas. I kind of do like Amulet in this matchup. Maybe we can shape one. Shape all the castles? I guess. All of my cards are good here. Yeah, okay. Hey Bolton, good evening to you as well. How many leagues today? Probably 2. That's usually what I play. Well, Once Upon a Time is good against Ashiok, while Summoner's Pact is not. So I think I'd rather shave Pacts than Once Upon a Time. Hand is kind of sketch. I think I guess I keep it, but I'm not happy about it. Inquisition. I did bring in the explosives, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Ramming up down. That's weird. I would have assumed that they would have taken down either the I guess they can counter the Azusa? Is that it? Field of Ruin? Field of Ruin's fine. I mean, I'm jamming Azusa here, like 100%, right? Mana leak? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not great, but they mana leak my Azusa and not my Titan, so... Alright, Liliana plus... Scarlet Forest... What's up, Wecht? How's it going? If I do this, this allows me to pact for Baloth, which I like. You may see my hand now, opponent. Figuring out if I need to buy Explorers. I mean, they're like cents, right? So you might as well. So here they're... Wait, what? That was not a good play, opponent. If anything, you should have killed the Telerio West. I guess they were trying to cheese me out. The only problem now is that this is Strip Mine, which kind of sucks. And my ramming up is gone. So basically for the entirety of the game, I'm just gonna have this Baloth in my hand. Beast Within. I guess we just hold on to this. For now. Having drawn 2 of our basics is kind of brutal, honestly. Pretty unlucky. Pretty unlucky. But well, now we clear that Field of Ruin. Should I? I think we just keep doing this thing. Just hold. I'm starting to get slightly interested in Beast Within in my opponent's land. Damping Sphere. Don't think that matters much. It's mostly kind of annoying because I can't transmute anymore now. Playing around Mana Leak because we can. So why do we only play 2 T-West nowadays? Because the presence of field kind of made... Like, the main reasons for T-West before was to make sure we can chain Titans. And the existence of field now doesn't make that as necessary as it used to be. Because your Titan can just have field, and then once you chain your first Titan, you just don't need access to T-West. So usually you only transmute one Tolaria West for a Titan, and then the rest is simply just just used to. Okay, that we have to beast within, because otherwise we're gonna die to it. Yeah, I actually like that Heliod Coco deck a lot. I think it's very, very good. That's a Vesuva. Huh. We're gonna take a healthy amount of damage here. But at this next turn, we can transmute for a Titan and then cast it on the following turn. This Damping Sphere is being slightly annoying. Yeah, I was either gonna Vesuva the Watery Grave or this. That Field of Ruin kind of sucks. My opponent drawing 3 Field of Ruins and me drawing 3 of my 4 basics is kind of a beating, honestly. If I were my opponent, I would snap off the field right now. Like, they know that I don't have any, so there's no need for them to do a draw step. They know that I don't have any more basics. Like, I already failed to find with the previous field, so. I think you should have chosen Watery Grave. I mean, it's pretty much, it's the same, right? I either have 2 blue sources or I don't have any blue sources. Alright, extirpate on the Summoner's Pact. That is annoying. At least I can Tolaria West for... I guess I would Tolaria West for explosives played on 0. If my opponent allows me to. Oh, Damping plus Filter Land. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I should have 100% copied the Water Grave. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I honestly hadn't seen this interaction ever before. Yeah, I had never seen that interaction before, so I got. I got. We might be getting to the point where I need to actually play out this Bailoff here. Just as a gain 4. And hopefully we see if my opponent has like Deceitful Stroke or something, but they don't. Okay. So we still have Titans in our deck that we can draw towards. Basically, the second we draw a Titan, the game ends. Especially because we can make it uncounterable. So am I dead next turn? I probably am. 3. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm not dead technically. So I think I Vesuva my Radiant Fountain. Try to make sure I'm a little bit less dead. Lily plus, I'm gonna get Gruul. I'm gonna pitch the Gruul Turf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm not gonna be able to haste Titan. That's snap resolved. B-click. No B-click. Okay. So giant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Field of the Dead Tolaria West. Oh, I actually can't because of this fairy rogues. Oof, that's brutal. So I can't gain life. I think I'm just dead here. Yeah, I'm just dead to the fairies. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. We whiffed exactly for 1 turn too long. I still think this matchup is favorable for us. Do I want force? My opponent seems to be going pretty hard on the whole enchantment thing. Let's do something like this. Now that I saw Damping Sphere as well, I am much more incentivized to want to do something like that. Okay. This is not a great hand, but it's a pretty resilient hand, and we're not going to be playing a quick game probably. So this hand is actually pretty well suited to play a slow game. We can do a lot of slowing my opponent's game plan down, and as soon as we draw a green source, we should be in a good spot. Field of Dead also pretty legit. I don't think we need D-Stroke. Yeah, so it counters Jace, which my opponent showed me game 1, and Cryptic, which I suspect my opponent has, but I'm not sure they do. One bottom, one top. Also, I saw Extirpate, so I'm probably want to save this Bojuka Bog to bog myself. Alright. Alright. Punished for my keep. Actually, I think I should have played Boros Garrison there to incentivize my opponent to, if they have a Field of Ruin, to field my Boros Garrison. And then just to fix my mana for me. Green Source off the top. Yeah, Green Source would be nice. Second Amulet, sure. So let's play that. Maybe get a mana leak from my opponent. Alright, or get nothing. Gonna play this out. I'm just gonna bounce Bojuka Bog here. Opponent, draw a green source. Yeah, opponent, please destroy my land so I can actually cast my spells. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Wouldn't it be nice if my opponent could destroy my lands? That would be great. Yes! Feel me now, opponent. Don't you want to get me? Damn it. I don't think I can just jam a Titan here. Explore. Okay. I guess we just wait. One, two, three, four, five. Here comes the field. Field on field. Some field on field action over there. We're gonna have the extirpate? Yep, we're going to. Alright. I'm being extirpated. Playing Amulets since 2015, I can't even remember wanting to go back to trying with those games without Field of the Dead. I mean, we're gonna play one of those games right now, so I think we're gonna be fine. Like, my opponent will eventually have to tap out for something. And if they do, they kinda just die. Unless they have Vendilion Click. Vendilion Click would be by far my opponent's best draw. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Like, if we draw Tolaria West, we just win. If we draw Cavern, that's even better. That's like the worst possible draw. There's Vendilion. Oh, Brazen Borrower. That's less annoying than Vendilion Click. That's also Fairy. I didn't even notice that. This is why Amulet's not good in this kind of matchup. One. I mean, I guess we just play it just because whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 mana. But I'm not playing around Cryptic here. I'm playing around. I'm not playing around a Mana Leak here. I'm playing around Cryptic. Opponent goes 2 to the bottom, and they play the Serum Visions before fetching with Polluted Delta. Okay, so my opponent has exactly one Cryptic command. Can I double tighten them? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can double tighten them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I just double tighten them. Because this Vesuva is like infinite mana, basically. So we just jam 2 Titans, and I don't give my opponent a chance to use the extirpate. That's funny. So bounce, green, green. Well, prime time you. It just snap resolved? Okay. What does that even mean? So they're gonna tap my team? Is that their line? Cryptic tap your team? How do I play around Cryptic tap your team? With Tectonic Edge? I just Tectonic Edge their Sunken Ruin? Is that the line? That's kind of hilarious, actually. we're gonna bounce this. Another one of these. What can I pact for? Like, does my opponent have Damnation in their deck? Is that what's going on? They just have a Damnation and I'm getting Damnationed. Damnationed. I'm totally getting Damnationed, right? Why do we set out Pocket Negation against the blue deck? Because I expected them to have like discard spells and stuff. When your opponent has this discard spells, Pact of Negation loses a lot of its value. Okay, so they get an island. So here we go with Cryptic Tap. Severe Extended hits for 6, 8 or 16. Hi, Hisio. Thank you so much for the subscription. Really appreciate the support. Yeah, so here comes the Cryptic. Tap all creatures, draw. Get Summoner's Pact. Do I get one of their colored sources, or should I get one of their potential attackers? Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the colored source. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So my opponent's gonna need to either chain Cryptics or have Damnation. Yeah, Ramin Abyssin. You could have tech touch in response to the fetch. Yes, and my opponent just they float the mana anyway, right? So it doesn't really achieve anything for me. Yeah, we can start Tectonic Edging, which should be okay, I guess. Yeah, so my opponent doesn't have anything over there. So they need to have a second Cryptic, which they're gonna need to burn in order to survive one more turn. Then I can bog the Cryptics. Okay, so they do have the Damnation. There's the Damnation. Okay. And is one of their remaining cards an Extirpate? Alright. It is. Alright, my opponent had the perfects. But we can still win this game because of Tracker. Play around Force of I can't really play around Force of Negation, right? Because if I play around Force of Negation, I don't play around Extirpate. So I can only play around one of those. I think I'm going to transmit for Azusa here and get a Tracker. Or I could get a Susarami Nap going. I do think I have to put a tracker onto the battlefield, though, if I'm going to win this game. Yeah, it's either a Susa tracker or a Susarami Nap, I think. And I think that I like a Susa tracker better. So 3 to transmute for another pact. Pact for Azusa. This is gonna copy Semi-Growth Chamber. Have like infinity mana now. Bounce here. Crack my clue. Explore. Nice, nice, nice. Semi-Growth Chamber. Float mana. Whoops, I stacked my triggers wrong. That sucks. I mean, it's probably not gonna matter, but I should have stacked my triggers differently, obviously. Force of Vigor. Guess that doesn't really change much. Another Explore. Okay, okay. So, Bujuki Bog target you. This needs to happen. Float, float. See what we draw here. Rot Farm. Okay, so I have 2 land drops remaining. So I can play Vesuva, copy Boros Garrison, bounce itself, Vesuva, copy Stronghold, haste both. That's pretty hot. That's pretty freaking hot. I might actually have lethal here. do I have lethal here? Float, float, bounce. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can only swing for 15. Okay, that being the case. Storm Mulet. I guess so. So black and I guess white. Just going off here. I have to make sure that I can pay for my pact. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can force if my opponent has a damp sphere, so that's fine. Oh, did I tap my mana wrong? I think I just tapped my mana wrong. 9. I mean, I think I'm not supposed to go for it at this point. Haste there. Untap. Crack. Explosives. Haste there. TRN6589 with the 2 Trump sub. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold for the 7th month in a row. Really appreciate the continued support. Okay, so no Sun Home, so we're clearly never lucky, but we're swinging in for 15 here. Yeah, I guess I actually had lethal. No, I didn't have lethal because I couldn't have been able to cast my Sage. I guess I could have had lethal. No, because I needed to crack the clue in order to get to this point. So no, I didn't have lethal. So my opponent needs Damp Sphere plus Cryptic, and I think that's still not it. All right, first pact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Second pact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go Squatter. Make a shit ton of mana. Float. Float. Bounce. This. Crack Clue. Crack Clue. Lots of once upon a times. Too many cards in hand, we're going off too hard. Alright. Move to combat. Cryptic tap. Also, we're getting a little bit low on clock, so I have to watch out for that for sure. So we're going to play a tapped Breeding Pool. Get another clue. And we're going to go to discard and pitch this Azusa. Creepy Tar Pit doesn't do anything. Oh, copy. Wow, yeah, that's a great line actually. Copy Immutable there. Now we can even copy Creeping Tar Pit. That's pretty hot. Yeah, that would have been a nice line. Sure, Gruul Turf. And another one of these. Rhyming Up's good. Because now we get to Tech Edge my opponent to death. Sure. Alright. So, we're gonna Vesuva. Creeping Tar Pit. Okay, move to combat. Yeah, so this is what Wecht was saying. So if my opponent has Cryptic tap, they tap my team, and then I let the Cryptic resolve. Then I activate Creeping Tar Pit with thanks to Bojuka Bog, and then I Snapcaster Mage. Okay. So at this point, I'm thinking that my opponent's win condition here is the clock. So I'm going to try to play quickly. I think I'm just going to play Raminav and I'm just going to triple Tech Edge them. Okay. That sucks. So I guess we just pass. Discarding the Azusa last turn. Ends up biting me here pretty hard. Sure. We're gonna discard Rex Sage, and we're gonna discard Semi-Growth Chamber. EE on 1, you got it. That literally doesn't achieve anything whatsoever. Yeah, at this point my opponent's win condition is certainly the clock. That's a Bailoff. That's also very nice. So play Tracker first. I actually want them to counter this. One, two, three. Play Azusa. Now we're gonna counter. Put this on Naga. This is the one that I didn't want them to counter. So let's get Tectonic Edge back. Take Edge your Tarpit. Get Take Edge back. Take Edge your Mutable. With this. I actually want them to use their stuff to kill my tracker instead of my Ramming Up. Sure. Okay. So my opponent's on the Chaining Cryptics plan. But this is fine because I get to play Bounce Land first, then play. I guess I triple Ramming Up them first. Let's start there. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to. Okay, never mind. Opponent just concedes. Yeah, that was a fun game. Yeah, I was could have fizzled the Cryptic. Yeah, but I wasn't thinking if I was holding up Ghost Quarter, my opponent just doesn't bounce the Vesuva, right? So I don't think that it's just that easy. It's possible that I could have held up Colors Mana instead of a green mana, which is what I was holding. But yeah. 4-hour long matchup close. That was a good match. I enjoyed that match a lot. Nothing like winning after your opponent surgicals your not even surgical, like extirpates both your titans and your fields. I've been doing a Titan ramp deck in testing. It has been very consistent. Would you mind looking at it? Yeah, sure, Berman. Should be a link. Tracker MVP. Yeah, Tracker just won that game by herself. It's pretty insane. Tracker's so cool. Sure. Not an insane keep, but certainly a very reasonable one. We can turn one once a pawn into Scout. Oddly enough, I think I like Scout better than Azusa here because it fits in my curves so much better. So even if the Scout dies, the next turn I can play Scout and play a Bounce Land, and then on the following turn I can transmit for a Titan and set up for a turn 4 Titan. So Gon, are you afraid of what's gonna be the next man? I mean, yes and no at the same time. I think that it's by far the best thing to be doing in the format, which of course kind of could be problematic, but at the same time, it's so easy to hate out, right? We've even had some cards that really hinder Amulet's power, right? in mostly Ashiok. Ashiok has been kind of a beating for Amulet. Like, I mean, God's sake, we're playing freaking we're playing Beast Within in our sideboard as a 2-off, right? That's how good Ashiok is against us. Expedition map, okay. Alright, let's check the deck list from Berman. Field ramp. Sure. Yeah, actually, this is what I was thinking people were gonna move towards. I guess I can. Huh. I can actually do both things here. So we float a mana there. Play Rot Farm. Bounce Fountain. We're doing this the hard way, huh? We play Fountain again. Now we float here and we use the colorless mana to play. Because if we find the Titan here, which we don't, because we are incredibly unlucky, that means that we could have transmuted for Pact of Negation. Alright, so there were no Titans in the top 15 cards of our deck. So now we need to go get our Titan the hard way. If my opponent doesn't have the Tron here on turn 3 and play a Karn, I think we're very, very favored to win this game, though. Alright, they're cracking Expedition. So we're golden here. We're doing very good. So for tomorrow, once upon a time, some Uros. Yeah, I think that Uro is actually a great replacement for in that deck specifically. It's a great replacement for the Oko that deck was running before. So I don't like Uro for Amulet, but I think it's actually pretty legit for that deck. Alright, so that's an insane draw. That's such a ridiculous draw. Such a good draw. That's awesome. Alright. So play field. 6 mana. We can't lethal them, but we can make sure that they can't win, which is effectively the same thing. So we're gonna do Ghost Quarter Vesuva. And Vesuva is gonna copy any for bounce lands, it doesn't matter. And Vesuva is gonna bounce itself. And then we're going to replay it copying Ghost Quarter, so we can double Ghost Quarter, and even if they have Natural Tron, they just can't win. This is whatever, we bounce here. Activate Scout now, just to save time and just so my opponent knows how dead they are. And then on draw step, we're going to double Ghost Quarter them. And there's literally no card in Magic that can save them. Yeah, that Amulet draw was super, super good, obviously. What did I think of the board? Bojuki Bog, Tech Edge. I kind of liked Bojuki Bog in the main deck of those decks, of the field ramp decks. I've been messing around with green white and green red versions of the deck, which have been a little bit more lackluster. But yeah, honestly, the problem is that I just don't know what that deck loses to because I don't have that much experience with it. So like, yeah, the sideboard looks fine, but I don't know like what that deck is looking for. No, they couldn't dust. That's the thing. Like they could have Ugin -6. So there's like a bunch of things that could have, if they had the nuts, like if they have like natural Tron. If I only Ghost Quarter once, then they could have something like that. But because I'm double Ghost Quarter in there, like it doesn't matter what they have. There's no way. There's nothing they can do. out Take Edge, Shade some Explorers, take out Wujuki Bog, take out Cavern of Souls. Never hit the tower with Ghost Quarter over the LSU in the case the assembler. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't work when I know that my opponent searched for the tower, right? Like I knew that my opponent searched for the tower with the ancient steerings. So if it's the land that your opponent searched for, then there's actually a reason for you to do that. I think I'm actually gonna keep this. It's a little bit for an awkward hand, but Beast Within and like a natural Ghost Quarter are likely to find me a solid amount of buy me a solid amount of time. I mean, well, that's rough. That's okay. So I'm gonna get the Titan anyway, which feels pretty bad. And since I can't actually do anything here in terms of casting Scout on one, I'm actually gonna play the castle because it's placed around my opponent destroying my amulet with a nature's claim or whatever. Are you playing a post Oko Iceberg? I don't know, honestly. I haven't looked into that deck in a while. Maybe you can still play it. I mean, it's for sure gonna be much less powerful because Oko was a big part of where that deck's power came from. All right, that's an amazing draw. Can I afford to go Squatter here? So I play Scout this turn. Opponent doesn't have Tron, so we play Scout. Next turn we play Amulet. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. Azusa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to play Amulet. I don't think I can afford to go Squatter my opponent, which is the problem, I think. I think it's better for me not to go Squatter because not go Squattering allows me to Titan next turn. So I think I just let my opponent do their thing. If they have the Natty Tron, cool. Like, good for them. But if they don't have the Natty Tron, they don't. Alright, sick. Yeah, so this is great. I think we're gonna be able to win next turn. I guess they could have Thought Knots here. Yeah, so they do find Tron. And now they could have a Thought Knot, which would be pretty annoying. There, yep, there we go. That's pretty brutal, actually. No turn 3 Tron, worst Tron player ever. I mean, technically they do have turn 3 Tron. It's just not a clean turn 3 Tron. This is actually a weird one. If I were my opponent, what would I do here? Take the prime time? Not so sure about that. So I don't think I'm go squattering, so I'm gonna tap here for Amulet. So I'm going to start with Explore because it gives me a redraw. So I can get more information about what to do next. Yeah, exactly. So now we're gonna do Sanctuary. We're going to play a Souza and get Field Sanctuary. Play Field Sanctuary, sorry. So we play both of this. We still have Boris Garrison in hand. And I'm going to upkeep, destroy my opponent's Ursa's Mine. Is that correct? It has to be correct. Asgard with a tier 1 sub for the 5th month in a row. Thank you so much for the support, Asgard. Really appreciate it. Proud to be part of the Stronghold. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. Alright. They whale my Azusa, which doesn't really do anything. This is the card that matters here. What is Iceberg? Iceberg is Berg stands for black, blue, red, green, and it is a control deck that uses Astrolabe and like stuff like that, which I played on stream a couple of times, and it was pretty sweet. I enjoyed it a lot. Berman, thank you for the follow. All right. We find the Titan we're gonna win very easily, and if we don't, then we might die to my opponent's beaters. It's another amulet. Sure. I guess I could have Ghost Quarter there. Yeah, maybe I should have draw step Ghost Quarter there. If my opponent finds Tron here, I might get punished. Okay, they don't. Cool. Huh. I would have thought that it would have been the better play for them to, like, if they draw into the natural last piece that they're missing, would have been much better for them. A lot of Tron's complexity, it's on how to better maximize your chances of getting Tron the sooner, the fastest possible. How about Dryden Balakut? Just one of both. We have a command for that. There you go. Take 7 here. Well, at this point, I think in order to give myself the best shot at winning, I have to destroy the power plant on my opponent's draw step. I'm going to be taking 7 from my opponent's board, and we have exactly 1 more turn to draw a Titan. Feels bad that we're not going to be able to activate Field here. But at least I make sure that my opponent can't Karn me, because I don't think we can beat Karn if my opponent goes for that. Well, I think I might be able to beat my opponent's board if I top deck exactly a Titan right now. Buried Ruin. That's one. That's not one you see every day. All right. Buried Ruin. I thought not Seer, man. I thought not Seer was very, very good for my opponent right there. This is the only reason why they're still in this game. Yeah, that's just not a card. Feels bad, man. I don't think there's anything I want to change here. Just run it back. Just draw better. Just draw better is going to be the... Just draw better is going to be the principle for this game. Just draw better. Okay. So we have an Amulet. We have a turn 4 Titan on the play with Pact backup. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, I think I have to shock and play Amulet on 1. Because if I draw Asusa, this allows me to turn 3 Titan. I'm not going to be able to pact for the Asusa because I would die to a Ghost Quarter, but... Asusa? Castle Garenbrig. Huh. So we play the castle and we pass the turn. So now I can draw Asusa naturally, or I can draw any green bounce land, and that's going to give me Titan mana. Can I pact for Asusa here? I don't think I can afford to, right? Even more so now. Feels bad, man. Yeah, so if we get turn 3 Karn, we're going to die. But there's no way for us to play around it. Like, we just don't have any combinations that allow us to. My opponent finally has turn 3 Tron, while keeping 7 all 3 times. That's Karn, yep. Maybe they'll plus. That'd be great. Ugh. They minus on the right thing. God damn it! Yeah, I don't think we can beat these anymore. Well, maybe we can. Maybe they'll minus. Again, hoping to... resolve a second Karn. And that gives us an out. Seems unlikely, but it could happen. Alright, Ancient Steerings is good. There is another Karn. Alright, yep. Nope. My opponent has a 9 at this point and 4 cards in hand, so I'm not liking my chances though, but... we are probably above 0 at least. Wow, Humpty, that sounds terrible. If this is Mog, yeah, this is the Mog. We just die. Alright, GG's opponent. I still think that hand was a keep. We had a lot of ways that would have worked out for us in a very positive way, but sometimes you get carned. It was mostly that second game, right? Like my opponent having access to that Thought's Seer. Maybe there was something I could have done. Maybe if I like had Ghost Quartered my opponent or whatever, that would have allowed me to get there. But yeah, we were just in a situation where we just spent like at least 4 or 5 turns where if I draw a Titan, I just win on the spot, but we just never got there. How high are you on that third breeding pool instead of like a forest? So the main reason for the third breeding pool is the negates in the sideboard. To be honest with you, maybe you can switch it for a fourth basic forest. That wouldn't sound unreasonable to me. I mean, I'm not playing this deck to not keep hands like this. Castle's not horrendous. Would have much rather have found a bounce land, obviously, but Aether Vial. Turn 1 Aether Vial. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. So this allows me to explore here, find another castle. All right, I was gonna say that allows me to play Once Upon a Time, but at this point, because of the castle, I actually have Titan mana next turn, so I'd rather have guaranteed Titan mana than, if we whiff on a bounce land from this castle, then we're actually in trouble. What happened versus Tron? We got turn 3 Karn, and turn 4 Karn, and turn 5 Ulamogd. That's basically what happened. So opponent's probably gonna GQ me over here. That's fine. Gonna tap 2 mana to cast Once Upon a Time. Gonna look for another bounce land, and we successfully find it. That's good. That's good. Gonna bounce this. Then pass the turn. Are we playing against mono white? Mono white taxes? Alright, what you got, Thalia? Ah, I misclicked. Damn it. 100% a misclick there. Feels bad, man. So if we get Arbitered here, that might be a problem. I guess it really isn't, right? I guess we're still very much just fine. Even if they have Arbiter here, like we're just so far ahead anyway, because we have a second Titan. Yeah, this game is down. This is over now. Yeah, but that was certainly a misclick on that Once Upon a Time. Very much want to protect Stronghold against this deck in game 1. Also, Thalia is gonna make all of my opponents, like my opponent's Path to Exiles and stuff, much harder to cast, which is great for me. Do I wanna? I definitely want to get Field, and I'm thinking if I'd want to get something else. I mean, it just doesn't matter. I'm just gonna get a Ghost Squatter to play around. I don't even know what. Maybe my opponent plays their Arbiter, I can Ghost Squatter them or whatever. Back off Trinket Mage today. I'm always testing stuff. Distant hamster. So that's just what I like doing. Just trying different things. See. Just throw different stuff at the wall and then see what sticks, So the fact that I'm not playing Trinket Mage today doesn't mean that I'm off Trinket Mage or anything like that. It just means that I'm just trying what happens if I don't play Trinket Mage in my deck. That is... wow. That explains why my opponent just like straight up chomped with the Thalia. It's because Thalia wouldn't have allowed them to to cast that card. How hilarious is that? Yeah, the Giant Killer indeed did kill a giant. That's just like such a massive flavor win. Let's take a nice little screenshot here. Whoops. Let's try that again. I have no idea what my opponent's thinking about. Flavor win. Oh man, this is just value. Enjoying all sorts of flavor wins over here at. Oh man. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, so my opponent has 3 mana. Flicker Wisp is the only thing that might be a concern here. But even if my opponent Flicker Wisps, that gives me a free Titan trigger, so it's just kind of what are we doing here? Even Mind Sensor, there we go. That one would be maybe something. I don't think it would be particularly problematic, though. Badly for them is not Giant's killer. I know, it only kills 1 Giant, which is clearly not enough. Oh man, that's so much value. I imagine you can actually vial this in, right? If my opponent wanted to play this out on turn 1. How does this guy with like a freaking like tiny axe manage to kill a Titan that's like 100 times its size? Yeah, so my opponent 100% has Flicker Wisp over there, and they were considering like doing something to. I don't even know what they were considering. This game is somehow still going. Would you ever run steerings and Once Upon a Time, and is Once Upon a Time better than steerings? So the fact that I am playing steerings, that I'm playing Once Upon a Time and not steerings, should pretty obviously suggest the fact that I consider that Once Upon a Time is better than steerings for us. And yes, I have actually streamed multiple times lists that were playing for steerings and for Once Upon a Time, and I thought that that was very. I thought that it was like a fine way to start. And then when we finally realized how good Castle actually was, it turned out that there's very little incentive to play steerings when Explore it's just better at doing the thing that we want to do, if that makes sense. Why are we still playing this game? Opponent, haven't you had enough yet? I'm kind of like playing poorly on purpose just because I want this game to end. I really don't understand what we're still doing here. Yeah, there we go. That was very slow concession. Anyway, game 2. We want these cards. We want this card and this card and this card and this card. Potentially we might want Force of Vigor. Not sure on this one yet. Beast Within looks bad but reasonable. We shave on some packs because they suck. Scout's pretty good. Amulet kind of isn't. Bojigibok can come out. Same thing with Go Cavern of Souls. I don't think I want Tech Edge. Maybe they play Mutable or something, but I think actually Once Upon a Time is pretty bad against Thalia. I like Explorer because it's a way to ramp. I think actually I don't like Explorer. Let's take out the Explorers. Tom, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. 6th sub of the day. Thank you so much. This Taxes deck never really do anything. Yeah, I think that some Amulet players consider these decks to be bad matchups. My personal experience against these decks is that they are just kind of bad. So even though they're playing Eldrazi, good to know. So even though in theory it would look like we should have a bad matchup, in practice that's just not the case, and we just kind of run them over, based mostly on the fact that again their deck is just not doing very powerful stuff. All right, that's a very good draw. So we're gonna play my Amulet. So unless they have a unless they have a Ghost Squatter slash Ghost Squatter slash Thought-Knot Seer in hand right now, we should be solid here. Double Giver, okay. So EE is going to be pretty hot. So yeah, Ghost Squatter or Thought-Knot right now. They do have the Thought-Knot. Okay, so we keep on playing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's exactly what I was saying. It's mostly a matter of newer Titan players make mistakes that then, with experience you just don't make as often. So we're gonna float some mana here. Note that I'm activating this because I wanna bounce and I wanna use ramming up. And I'm going to float some mana, then I'm gonna play my land for a turn, not leaving my opponent a chance to respond. I won versus similar list yesterday after untapping with turn 4 with 0 lands in play. Yeah, it's again like the more that you get used to the matchup, the better that it becomes. Now this is actually a potential problem. Okay, so we're fine then. I was gonna say if my opponent had played Eldrazi Displacer and they set up a draw step lock with Thought-Knot Seer, then that could actually be a problem. Giant Killer. Don't think that guy is gonna be particularly relevant here. Oh, this is an instant actually. Okay, so that's gonna give my opponent like one more turn. But yeah, what I was the most scared of would have been an Eldrazi Displacer. That would have actually been a problem. But if we draw a Titan here, then we're probably gonna win. That's not a Titan though. We'll just pass the turn. Back to Mother last night for the first time since the house school got the flu. Finished first at 3-1, but got blown the F out by Mono Red Prowess with Killfin. Yeah, that matchup can be rough. So my opponent's setting up a 2-turn kill here. But we're still in the same position, right? If we draw a Titan, we're going to be able to pretty easily overpower whatever my opponent's doing here. But if we don't, then we're going to be in trouble. So I think I'm going to need mana. So I'm actually going to play the Rot Farm and like bounce a land and then replay it. Because I'm going to need a lot of mana next turn. If I am to survive. And at this point, Titan is the only thing that does it, I think. I know one of the cards is a Giant Killer and the other card is... Well, there you go. I don't know about the other card. If it's an Heavy Man Sensor, we might be in trouble. All right. So we're gonna have. Yeah, we're gonna have more than enough mana. T Benson with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for the support. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Let's get some prime times in chat in there, you know? Especially in the shopper and burn prowess in humans. Well, this is great for me. That was certainly not the point to do that. I guess my opponent might have Path to Exile as the last card. That wouldn't surprise me entirely. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to be 1 mana short here. So I'm going to need to use actually this scout, which I didn't want to use, but I'm going to have to. My 15-cent investment in that card is about to pay off. Nice, nice. I see that you're a hardcore investor. I don't think I can afford. Oh, that's pretty good. But that means that now they don't have lethal, though. Yeah. So that's fine. Sure. Now we pass the turn, and now they don't have lethal anymore. Like, they prevented me from killing them this turn, but, like, they need something else. Because now they don't have 7 power in play. Hey, common sense, let's go. It's going well. It's going well. Also, I just realized about this combo. That's kind of hot. That you can like fetch for removal with your Ranger Captain. That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. We're still dead to Displacer. Stoneforge doesn't really do anything, I don't think. I think I'm out of Summoner specs, though. Sword of Feast and Famine. Yeah, that makes sense. Feast and Famine checks out. I just realized that if I had sequenced correctly, I would have been able to play this T-West again. Feels bad, man. They do play the Giant Killer. Now we only know about Feast and Famine and this. Common sense with the Twitch Prime. Yeah, Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Keep on keeping on. I will, my friend. I shall keep on keeping on. Don't worry about that. Alright, so we are going to die to Flicker Wisp, I think. But that should be about it. Actually, is there a way that I can haste, get in, bounce land, and gain some life? But I'm gonna be attacked for 6, so I can only gain life up to 5. So I guess that we can't really play around. We can't really play around the Wisp. Boom, 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 boom. Bounce Vesuva. Yeah, so I don't think we can play around that. They don't have Path, which is good for me. I need to make it up to 6 mana, though. So we're going to haste here. Bounce Garrison. Move to combat. Fix. Oh, but my opponent still has lethal. Ugh. We're gonna attack. I can explosives on 1? I can gain up to I can get up to 9. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we should be good here. Yeah, because we can bounce Radiant Fountain, gain up to 5 here. Man, Primetime is so good. It's crazy how good this card is. Need to beat the sword. Yeah, we need to beat the sword, but we're going to be able to transmute for explosives, and we're going to be able to play it on 3 next turn if we want to. Because we'll replay the land with the excavator. Because next turn, Giant Killer is going to be able to tap my dude. So EE on 1 is probably not going to be the answer that I'm looking for here. EE on 3, and I can't EE on 3 this turn. So I'm going to have to wait 1 more turn, I think. This Giant Killer is actually going to be super relevant at tapping my Titan and preventing me from attacking. I mean, honestly, who am I kidding, though? I'm losing to the sword. I'm not losing to anything else. The only thing I'm losing to here... Oh, they have a 3-drop? That's brutal. Ranger Captain. For what? For another Giant Killer? Giver. Okay. I mean, I think that if they are smart, I'm just dead here. They activate Stoneforge, put the sword in play, activate sword, equip any of their dudes. I guess Thought Knot it is. Then give this guy pro green and swing for 9, and I can only gain exactly up to 9 life, so I can't win. I guess I just couldn't beat them having another 3-drop, unfortunately. A 3-powered card, I guess. Been playing with 2, we're not quite sure about yet. Yeah, it's just so weird. Pool Boy of Doom, thank you for the follow. I mean, you can look at the current situation right now. Even if we had Uro, we wouldn't be able to activate it. So, yeah, that's enough. I'm dead. Yeah. Now that I know that they have Stoneforge, I want Force of Vigor even more than before. And Bailoff is actually reasonable against this kind of deck. Just a 4-4, just a stupid, dumb 4-4 that gains 4. It's so good at racing. Yeah. You'd only be able to escape it against decks like Shadow. So it seems like it could be reasonable against Shadow, specifically. Because even against Scavenging Ooze and stuff, like they just... Even against Jund and stuff, they just eat it with Scavenging Ooze, and it's kind of whatever. But with against Shadow, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep this hand. It really sucks that I have 2 of my basics in it. That's pretty brutal, honestly. But Scout is very, very good, and so is in just having exactly 1 of my amulets. I don't want any more than 1. If we draw a Titan, we're very, very likely gonna be able to play it, though. This is the only way Titan loses to this kind of decks. You struggle early game and your opponent just plays bomb after bomb and never draw 11 cards. Yeah, exactly. Like, we saw that my opponent needed exactly, literally every single one of their cards was completely not only relevant, but it was needed for them to be able to do anything. So yeah, so this turn I'm just gonna play T West here. Then I'm going to be able to transmute this turn, which is nice. And then I'm going to be able to Titan next turn. So my opponent's going to need something very good here, like Leonin Arbiter. Or that one. That one also counts. That one's actually quite annoying. I could Pact for Sage. I think I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna develop my mana, and I can probably Titan 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 turns from now. That's kind of brutal. That is kind of brutal. Yep, nope. This doesn't work with TKS, my friend. This doesn't work with TKS. Yep. My opponent totally went for it. And that's the reason why I didn't feel any urge to Pact right now. It's because Damping Sphere actually affects Eldrazi Temple. So I knew that I couldn't get Thought Knotted that turn. See what my opponent does here. Sword and Feast and Famine. I think I packed for Tracker here. Oops, no, I misclicked. I really wanted that extra land drop. God damn it. That really sucks. That one really sucks. That was a really bad misclick on my part. God damn it. Feels so bad, man. I heard Titan is on the watch list. Think it would ever get banned. I think that it's. I talked about this earlier. I think it's the best thing to do in the format, but it's very easy to target. So if people wanna deal with Titan, they are gonna be able to pretty easily. So I'm not too worried about it in that sense. Well, this is hilarious. My opponent's really struggling with their own Damping Sphere. This is gonna buy me so much time. It's funny. Dismember. Okay. Will it have Titan will be banned? Yeah, I think it's very unlikely for Titan to get banned. It's just so easy to target. Like if you wanna beat Amulet, you don't really need to go too far. Just put Ashiox in your deck. Easy peasy. Also, my opponent's at 12 somehow. Alright, now they do have Thought. Now that's kind of a beating. Ugh. That's really annoying. It's very annoying. I think I'm gonna try to look for Bailoff here. If we find a Titan, I'm gonna let it go, which kind of sucks. Breeding Pool better than Stronghold. Yeah, I think so. Discarding Azusa because I expect my opponent to have a Thought Knot here. Silent clearing, clocking opponent. Yeah, I know. It's funny. I'm already halfway foiled. If it gets banned, I'm quitting Magic. Yeah, that's what many people have said. Yeah, I would expect, if anything, I would expect Once Upon a Time to get banned. So they're probably gonna get my clue here. Yeah, that's smart. My redraw potential. I still think that playing the Once Upon a Time was the better line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh no, actually this is a copy of a forest. Never mind. So we only have 5. So I'm gonna get Field of the Dead, and I guess Cruel Turf. And I'm gonna bounce the Vesuva. If I were my opponent, I would probably go Squatter Field right now. Because if I get to bounce Vesuva, yeah, exactly. Opponent must be watching the stream. And here we're at a point where if my opponent doesn't have an answer to my Titan, I'm going to win. But if they do, I'm actually going to be in a lot of trouble. Because this sword is really clocking me quickly. Displacer, it's actually fine. We can beat Displacer. Alright. So we're taking 6 here, which is no small amount. But I think I'm gonna copy the Silent Clearing. Gives me a potential redraw if I want it. And if my opponent's answer to Primetime is Displacer, we're gonna be in a good spot, I think. Mm-hmm. EE for 3 is gonna be our line. We have white, blue, and green. Damping Sphere is kind of like annoying us a little bit here. And I don't think we cycle this just yet. Oh, okay, so they're gonna blink their own Flicker Wisp, blinking my Primetime, which is gonna give me a Titan trigger, but it's gonna give me a Titan trigger on my end step instead of on my main phase. Okay, so I think because of that, I'm actually gonna cycle this. Baloth. That's certainly an interesting one. Radiant Fountain's good. And because of Thought-Knot's here, I think I'm just going to hardcast this Baloth right now. Just as a 4-4. Do I want to swing in? No, not really. Here comes prime time. Gonna do Tuleria Field, I think. That's a second blue source. Actually, I'm gonna do Field Garrison. I mean, not to forget that my opponent is at 9 here. Let's not forget that my opponent is at 9 right now. This silent clearing did a lot of work for us. Smuggler's Copter. Sure. Okay, so now they can't do anything next turn. So they're gonna blink their Wisp. Trigger on the stack. Go into discard Radiant Fountain. Play Radiant Fountain, sorry. And now my opponent's gonna probably make the same play, flickering this. Then they flicker prime time. I attack. My opponent goes down to 1. Oh, they go down to 8, so they would die. I think we just win here. Do we just have lethal? Yeah, that makes things much easier too, but I think we just have lethal anyway, right? We swing, they block here, and they take 8. Because they only have 2 blockers. Silent Clearing really did the number on my opponent in this one. Silent Clearing did a lot of work for us this game, which is really funny. I mean, they have 0 mana. 2 things. Damping Sphere did a lot of work for us, stopping my opponent from casting their Thought-Knot Seer that is probably in hand. And Silent Clarion made it so my opponent took 1,000,000 damage, and now they just die into some random zombos. I bought Oko from a friend the day before Pioneer Anonymous, then I sold it at its peak and bought Oko again from the same friend last week. I imagine Oko is like super cheap right now, right? On Moto it's 10 tickets because like you can literally only play it in Legacy, which is hilarious. My opponent's going through all the permutations, but I'm pretty sure that there's nothing they can do, right? They're tapped out. Unless this black mana from Silent Clearing actually means that they have Slaughter Pact in their deck, and they can actually pay for Pact on their upkeep. That means they go down to just 1 instead of just dying. That's very funny. If only my Painland was a Plains, they say. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. Like we still had another Titan, so we were probably going to be just fine. I mean, this is coming. This is coming again next turn, right? So seems pretty unlikely for my opponent to be able to do anything at that point. But still, yeah, that Silent Clearing did a lot of work for us. Been trading for cards that I wasn't using anyway. I will use him in Commander. Oh, fair enough. What advice do you have for the Abnazan matchup? Played it earlier. I won, but it was still real tough. I think that it's actually a very tricky matchup, and usually I have had the most success. So mulligan aggressively towards either a fast hand that can kill pretty quickly, or a hand with interaction. And I definitely count stuff like Rexage as interaction, because if you slow down their mana, they can't kill you earlier than turn 5. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. That matchup was very, very good when we had access to Karn, because a lot of their mana comes from artifacts. So there's 100% $100 in value across my 3 non-foils and 1 foil loco. That's rough. For Action Life is a hard card to win. You beat it by using cards such as Reclamation Sage. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. This is a turn 3 Titan right here on the draw, which sucks, but it's still a turn 3 Titan. I think we keep it 100% of the time. Lantern. Whoa. Lantern, man. Do you guys remember Lantern? Holy crap. Yeah, that being on top really sucks. C'est la vie. Yeah, Codex Shredder. Yeah, that really sucks. Yep. Susa, Castle, pass to my opponent. So they have a Brutality, and what else? I totally missed what they just drew. And Moto doesn't tell you. Sure. Botanical Sanctum. I'm feeling okay about my current situation, though. Gonna shred or not? For the record, I don't think my opponent should shred here. Would you consider? Oh, that's brutal! Ah, that's the card that I wanted to go get. God damn it. It's probably okay for opponent to shred now. Yep. Yeah, my opponent's good. They know exactly what matters. So we can't haste the Titan. And I can't cast another Titan this turn. We can transmute for Pact. They are drawing a Botanical Sanctum. So no more Pact of Negation. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to transmute for Explosives on 3 and play it right now. It's probably harder for my opponent to answer it in play than it is to answer it from my hand. Probably have more discount spells than Pithing Needles. So they're probably gonna shred themselves here. And they draw the Spyglass. Wow, my opponent is a freaking master. But yeah, if I hadn't transmuted, then my opponent can actually just name Tulare West otherwise. Alright, is my opponent last card in hand Engineered Explosives? It's crazy how everything broke exactly my opponent's way. So if my opponent's last card in hand is an Ensnaring Bridge, then we're gonna be in trouble. Or I guess Wear of Invention or something like that. Man, that's so crazy. Everything's coming OP. Okay, so they have it because they didn't shred in upkeep. Yeah. That's so crazy. That's so crazy that my opponent just found literally everything. Like I was so unlucky that I had two one-offs that could not be on top of my deck. And they were. Oh man, that's so brutal. That's wow, that's crazy. Wow. Wouldn't need to. I would have had lethal if my opponent. I would have had lethal on the turn that I cast Titan. Like the one turn that I could have attacked, I could have cast Titan and just lethal my opponent that turn. So yeah, then they needed to first get my stronghold from the top of my deck. Then they needed to find exactly the pact. So I went for the alternative route, which was the explosive, and then they found exactly the spyglass. And then you no, I don't think Tech Edge is very good because Ghost Squatter actually destroys basics, and Tech Edge does not. But yeah, my opponent's it's a professional. Literally everything that had to happen just happened for them. Stroke is a little bit too narrow. Can we keep this against Lantern? Don't think so. We can keep this one against Lantern though. We're gonna ship this. Let Castle go. Damn, I need to stop doing that so quickly. Oh, it was Inventor's Fair. Okay, so they play the card that I was. Alright. So what do we got over there? Biting Needle, naming probably Tularia West. Oh, explosives. Okay. It goes for the explosives straight up. It's interesting. Once upon a time for what farm? And they're drawing Bridge. Beast Within down. Wow, they even gained life on upkeep. Whew. Alright. Oh, they stare into it? Brutal. Guess we're gonna have to pact for Tracker. Second Lantern. So they're drawing a land. So they're probably gonna be forced to play explosives next turn. which means I'm going to have mana for one more turn. What am I going to do with that mana? I'm going to get one attack, probably. So they get the sun home, which is interesting. So they draw Sanctum. I know about... Huh, interesting. So they're not gonna do this now, which I guess makes sense, because they have a where. So we're gonna transmute right here. Pact of Negation. So I'm gonna get one attack in. Trophy. Huh. Okay, that's fine. Rot Farm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we actually have enough. So I'm going to play this out, actually. And then this gives me more blue mana. So we're getting for 3 here. Next turn we're going to be able to transmute for another Titan, I guess. We're going to be able to attack with it. No, we're not going to be able to attack with it. Pixies of Pandemonium. They're going to draw the Pixies. No. Oh, they are, yeah, okay. Okay. Damping Sphere. That I think it's fine. Because I pay for Pact with Castle. Yeah, I'm good to pay for Pact here. Oh, I don't. I paid for Pact already. Silly me. And we just put them on a 2-turn clock. So I just play out T-West, which is my second blue source. Play this. And unless they have something like Maelstrom Pulse, we're going to be good here. And even if they have Maelstrom Pulse, that means they can't play Bridge, so I'm still good. So I think we got this one. Breeding Pool being great. Allow me to pay through Pacts with Damping Sphere. Yeah, I don't think there's anything they can draw because they know about the Pact. And they can't draw both a land, an answer to their own Damping Sphere, and an Instrument Bridge. Alright, cool. That was interesting. Alright. Beast Within's good, Explorer's good. Yeah, I think we're just gonna run it back here. Just you know what middle year is this? I know. This is a very well-renowned, very well-known Lantern player, though. Tracker's so good. It's kind of brutal that we actually drew both 2 for basics, but I think we're fine. Is he wrong that I'm weirdly nostalgic for the days of Lantern being real? I mean, I actually enjoyed Lantern a lot. I thought that might be weird to say, but I actually did think that it was like the the way that the deck plays out. It's so interesting to me, and the way to play against the deck is also super interesting. Ooh, that's brutal. My opponent basically just spent 2 mana and the card 2. Oh, I had Once Upon a Time. I totally blanked on that. That's bad. I was F6'd. I was rightfully punished. Second Lantern. That wear is gonna be good. So at this point, I'm kind of interested in playing explosives for 1 and blowing it up. This wear might be a problem. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do that. So I'm gonna play Tracker. Play this. Get a clue. Play these again. Get another clue. Play this. Play explosives for 1. Do they have another wear in hand, I think. Well, but this is actually not that bad for us. Because they're gonna get Python Needle. Yeah, but at least they're not gonna get access to that card. Uh-oh. Well, that's a real card. Alright, so 0 cards in hand, but they're drawing probably the best card in their deck right now, which is Ursa. Alright, so it's gonna be Primetime plus Tracker versus the World. Oh, they can spin Ursa too. Brutal. Glimmer Void. Alright, that's kind of a whiff. I'm gonna use my mana efficiently here. Might draw into an Amulet or something. Of note, my opponent doesn't have any ways of controlling the top of my deck. So that's certainly pretty good for us. This needs to tap in order to shuffle, so I don't think I can. I can transmute for Pact here, though. Which seems like a reasonable thing to do. Semi-Growth Chamber and T-West, I think? Well, we're gonna have the blue anyway. So I can do this. Get a bunch of extra clues, which is nice. Any untapped land. And then we float green there. We have blue here. Bounce this. Play this. Play this. Transmute for Pact of Negation. And now Tracker can get in there. So they're gonna probably upkeep Shuffle with Ursa. And they exile another Glimmer Void. And they're gonna draw a basic forest. Alright, that's really good for us. Torpor Orb is annoying though. All right, let's see what they spike here. Codex Shredder. Do we care about Codex Shredder? I don't think we care enough. So we're just gonna let it go. They can shred my Stronghold, which is probably correct for them. We'll see if they do. They don't. Okay. That is kind of interesting, honestly, because I think they know that I have another Titan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I going to transmute this turn? I don't think I am. No, I don't think I am. Can I double strike? No, I can't. Second prime time, yes. We're gonna get the party going. Oh, why is Radiant Fountain in my deck? Forgot to take that out. Yeah, so my opponent's gonna need to basically draw double perfects here. Sure. That still deals 2 damage, which is okay with me. Do I want to get in there with Tracker? I don't think so. They have a free block on the Tracker, so... So, Sunhome Turf. Already have our blue, even through Damping Sphere, so we have that covered. Rex Sage is nice. We trade with Construct. Kinda don't mind this, honestly. We're gonna play this, and then we're gonna play this. So now we have double cantrip. We have mana to cantrip twice with clues. Alright, so opponent mills themselves. Yeah, they realize that they're at a point where just they need to double spike, basically. So they're going to activate Ursa twice, most likely. Yeah, sorry that I'm pretty inactive in chat. That's hilarious. But that's actually not terrible because they might be able to find Welding Jar. So where is not terrible, but they still need to find the bridge though. So they know that they're doing Pixies, so they're gonna... Yeah, this is fine. Mox Tantalite. Alright, so they are top decking the bridge. I don't know why they tap the mana extra. Because they can only cast the where x equals 0. Maybe that's what they tried to do. They tried to make where equals 2. And they kind of got themselves there. And yeah, at that point, I guess they didn't have enough. No, they did have enough mana to cast the bridge. Inquisition. So they draw bridge, but they are exactly 1 mana short of casting it. This is great. Yep, Inquisition's good. Woo! What an intense match. Yeah, sorry, I kind of fell behind in chat there, but that's because this match usually goes super long and like every decision matters a lot. So I want to make sure that I could have finished the game in time and kind of played as tightly as possible. Because one mistake and you are dead in the water against Lantern. Okay, now I can get back and catch up with chat. Not sure I ever referred to Lantern as cool. Lantern as cool as fun is that completely fucked up magic card, which is like humility level of stupidness. I think that Lantern is just the way that it plays magic is it's just very very interesting to me. Selfie sec? I have no idea what Selfie sec might be up to right now. Thank you for the follow, Joe the MTG. How's it going, Adis? I don't think we can keep this hand, especially on the draw. This one's a little bit better. We have a castle now when we have more lands. Is this Shadow? At least we're not playing against Mardu Pyro. Godless Shrine. Well, maybe we are playing against Mardu Pyro. Mox Tantalate, now that's going deep. Yeah, I agree. I guess. Alright, what you got, opponent? Is this probably like Mardu Shadow or something? Yeah, it is Mardu Shadow. Okay. So bye bye prime time. ¿Crees que sigue siendo jugable la versión de Karn? Siempre es jugable la versión de Karn. Es más un tema de cuáles son los incentivos para jugarla. Y en este momento me parece que con los artefactos, si en los mazos de artefactos que solíamos ver antes, los cuales hacían que Karn fuera una buena opción, ahora no existen más. Entonces es como que hay mucho menos no hay tanta razón para jugarlo. Eso es más el tema. No es que es malo, sino que simplemente no hay tanto incentivo para jugarlo. So we play T-West and we pass. God damn it! Wow. That's so many Thoughtseizes. At least we catch a break there. Actually, I'm going to play this for 2. This means that the pact is protected under the scholar. And then I'm going to be able to play it next turn, which is hilarious. So now we get back our pact. We drew another pack anyway. Pact for prime time. Prime time for field. I guess I'm gonna get Bog. Well, we're gonna need to pay for back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we're not gonna be able to cast Titan next turn. So what is the best way to not die? Certainly getting field. This is pretty rough. Guess I'm getting Garrison here? Opponent concedes. Cool. Pact. We want Tracker. We actually want Sage in this matchup. No Pact. One Pact out. We don't want Scouts. Don't want Cavern. Want these. We got the Beast Within. We got the Sage. We got the Tracker. If we see Liliana's, I like Baloth way more. I guess Fulminator is a card that they play. So let's do that. Do we want to get a non-bounce so we could fight field earlier? Yeah, but if we do that, then we don't have double blue, and if my opponent has a discard spell, we're actually in trouble. Yeah, this is not a keep, unfortunately. I guess. Put this one on the bottom, awkwardly. Side out an Amulet, draw 3, classic. But I think this is a good hand disguised as a bad hand. Just because, like, what is my opponent taking here? Reftis, we have a command for that. Yeah, exactly. Guru's gotcha. Alright, so play my Amulet. Play my land, trigger my Amulet. Play another Amulet. Pass you. Mana, 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 mana. EOT, fetch shock, do nothing. Classic move. My opponent kind of needs Fulminator this turn. Oh, K command is actually pretty good too. Yeah, K command is actually pretty good here. See, one mana short. Oh, what am I doing? I played the wrong land. Actually, maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, it might just not matter. We need to draw a green bounce land anyway. Ranger Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. That was a good K command for them. With the options that I had, I thought that they took the right line, but so we're gonna do T West and Field, I think. Yeah. If they have Liliana or something, I'm in a lot of trouble. But if they don't, I should be good. Them drawing both basic swamp and basic plains is kind of a beating for them. Okay, what is this? Vindicate. Another Ranger Captain. Okay, another Shadow. Okay. So they have this member. I think I don't block. So they're gonna be able to sack one of the Rangers. They don't. Alright, in response to the transmute, they need to sack Ranger. Yep. Of course, opponent's pretty smart. They're not gonna miss that. Easy deck. No, but if my opponent has Dismember, I actually just die here. So I'm actually thinking hard about this one. I think, can I beat Dismember? Yeah, I think the correct line is to not attack, actually. And now block one of the shadows. Kenpochi, there, my opponent can sack Ranger Captain, and they can very easily play around that, right? While I can't play, I can play around their Ranger Captain by getting packed, because they can't stop me from packing even with the Ranger Captain, right? As I said, they did have the Dismember that I was playing around for the entire game. Now, do they have? Can they clean me here? Another Shadow. I think I'm good here. So I deal 8 first strike and then I trample for lethal. Yeah, so I'm good. Yep, so you see how transmuting for Summoner's Pact ends up winning me a game that I would have otherwise lost. I'm not missing anything, right? So we play Sanctuary. We activate Castle, leaving white floating. Then we get Gemstone Stronghold with the white floating. We activate Stronghold, Haste Titan, get. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that we can actually do it this way as well. Just getting Vesuva. So we get Stronghold, Bounce Land, and then we get Vesuva stuff. Stronghold, Cruel Turf. We also get to trigger Field for value. Combat. Yes. Vesuva, Sunhome, Copy Boros. You do coaching for this deck? Nice. You should teach me sometime, Chief. Lethal, yeah. Four and one, classic Amulet League. We only lost to Tron. If opponent had held Ranger, they were dead anyway because they chose to go for a lot of damage. But they were kind of like they put themselves dead to known information. So we both went 4-1. Yeah. Yesterday I went 14-1, so it was a little bit better than 4-1, but still pretty solid. I've been liking the Explorers. I kind of dig the whole Trinket Mage nonsense a little bit, but Explorer has been pretty great. However, having access to like 12 ramp spells, it's so cool. It allows me to Titan so much more reliably. Yeah, I think we're gonna give this one another round. But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And if you're watching on Twitch, hang in there because I will play another one. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.